What's up, Ragin Nation? My name is Alex Yu, and you're watching a very special edition of the Ragin Nation show. If you remember back in maybe sometime in early March, I mentioned that I had gotten in touch with one of the stuntmen who performed in Transformers Dark of the Moon, and we've been chatting it up for a little bit on Twitter, and I asked him, can I actually send you some interview questions? I'd like to know more about what you do in terms of stunts and also the production of Transformers Dark of the Moon. And he said yes, he was nice enough to actually take the time out of his busy schedule to answer some questions. And I decided to let you guys, the Ragin Nation, send him those questions. And you guys came through with the questions, and he also came through with the answers. And here we are, I got the answers for you from James D. Weston II. Here we go. The first question is from Brian Landry, and he asked, did you start off as a thrill seeker and then you just made the natural transition into stunt work? No, as a kid, young adult, you always think, I wonder what it would be like to do that. Never would I have thought that I would be acting and doing stunts on screen. The second question comes from Johan Stevenson, and his question is, do you find stunt work to be fun, and do you think it is scary at times? Sometimes it can be both fun and scary. But you can't take anything for granted. Sometimes things just go wrong. Question 3 comes from Ron Washburn II, and his question is, how was it working with Optimus Prime? It was great. We had props and all. Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, was there, and we worked and saw him work. Nice putting a face to the voice. The fourth question comes from Dilip Saravanan, and he asks, if given the chance to take down a Decepticon, which Decepticon would that be? Scorponok and Ravage. To me, they were pretty badass the way they looked and weapons-wise. Question 5 comes from Jason Chow, and he asked, how was it like working with Michael Bay? It was educational. He's also fun to hang with. When it comes to work and stunts, he's very serious. He sets the bar high, and for good reason. Look at the end result. When you think of action directors, he's up there in the top 5. I would love to work with him again. Question 6 comes from Paul Overton, and his question is, how does it feel to be linked to such an iconic series as a whole, and were you a fan of Transformers in your youth? I feel blessed and privileged to be a part of this series. I love the fans, never forget them, and always willing to talk with them when they stop me in the street. I have been in the first and third Transformers and now part of 5 franchises. Transformers, Star Trek, Hulk, Matrix 2 and 3, XXX, State of the Union, and I was an early fan when they first came out. Question 7 comes from Ben Madison, and his question is, do you find that it's difficult to work with something that isn't there? No, my first experience acting with something that wasn't there was in the first Hulk movie directed by Ang Lee. Usually a point of reference is set up. Question 8 comes from Mohammed Khairul Azat, and his question is, are the stunts performed in Transformers any different from the stunts you performed in other movies? Yes, to me the stunts in Transformers are more intense because Michael Bay likes authenticity. That's why he uses us, Lennox and Epps teams, and other members of the military along with military advisors Harry Humphreys and Nick Teta. We all have military experience, which helps in the viewing pleasure to you, our fans, because a lot of you can tell in the details what's real. One proof? Go to YouTube and look up quotes, Transformers 3 cast and more action. Question 9 comes from Joshua Barrientos, and he asks, do you have to study a lot to become a stuntman? Training is different for everyone, as are the projects you work on. Some of it is staying in shape, learning the correct way to fall, tumbling, and a host of other things that I am still working on. And finally, the last question, question 10, comes from Johan Stevenson, and he asks, what made you want to become a stuntman? I always want to be working in the industry. The work is not steady, so you have to do things to keep the money coming in. If there were no acting jobs available at the time, I would look at the stunt work, and luckily my name had gotten around and I got the call for work. If you look on my page, that would be his IMDb page, I actually have more work listed under acting than I do under stunts. And check the trivia link, you'll see even more stuff that's not classified as stunts. And there you have it. And this concludes our interview session with James D. Weston II from the Ragin Nation. I'd also like to mention that he hasn't only starred in Transformers and Transformers Dark of the Moon, but he has also been a precision driver in Red Tails and also The Matrix Reloaded. He's also appeared in TV series such as Alcatraz. If you want to look up James' acting and stunt credits, you can do so by checking out his IMDb page. I'm going to leave the link for you in the description box below. Also, if you have Twitter, you can follow him at the Viper 001. Anyways, I'd like to thank James for taking the time out of your busy schedule to answer the questions from the Ragin Nation. Also, I'd like to thank the Ragin Nation for coming through with the interview questions. As always, if you enjoyed this video, show me some support by clicking that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation, and also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching this special edition of the Ragin Nation Show. I'll see you next time. Peace.